Hello CCA, I'm Hannah.
And my name's Sam. Welcome to a very special edition of CCA-TV.
This is the very first episode of our new television news magazine show.
It's something we like to call 917.
Like other broadcast news magazines 2020 and 60 Minutes, 917 gives us the chance to take an in-depth look at some of the cool students and interesting activities that make CCA so great.
Today you'll get to see the TEDxYouth event that took place on campus. You'll hear from some students with tattoos and even get an in-depth look at Miss Slikes' farm.
All that and more, so sit back, relax, and welcome to CCA-TV Presents 917.
This past November, CCA hosted the second ever TEDxYouth event at San Diego here on campus.
The event was put together entirely by CCA teachers, parents, and students with the help of community volunteers and sponsors.
We'd like to start the show this week with a highlight reel of the event.
Enjoy.
Never know the mystery of you and me. So let you walk down and meet me in the middle. We can live just a little, if you give it a little. Let you walk down and meet me in the middle. We can love.
I feel really excited. I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen.
Everything is all coming together, and it's really just shown me that students can all make a difference.
It just makes me feel as if I have to find my own passion and figure out how to incorporate it into my life.
We share a smile. Let you walk down and meet me in the middle. We can live just a little. Give it a little. Let you walk down and meet me in the middle.
There's so many people who are like working towards the same cause and they're working together to create something big.
Sharing a big idea is what gets people together, gets them inspired to go out and do something bigger with their lives that really impacts the way the world is in the future.
It's now time for you to join us, because it's going to take your imaginations and your will and your strength to finish the work that we've started.
The world is bonkers, and you can never anticipate what it's going to be like, and you should never ever let that stop you.
I want every single one of you to yell, make the rafters come down, I am unlimited. I want to hear it louder, come on!
So my question for you is, what better world will you build?
Wow, I just got off stage. I wanted that experience to go on forever. Those kids in that audience were like nothing I've ever spoken.
It's amazing how little student participation can create something so spectacular.
CCA is filled with active students that put together events and give back to their community in so many ways.
Let's check out this next segment about some of our very own young political enthusiasts.
I'm interested in politics because, my family background, my mom's very interested in politics.
I'm interested in politics because it really affects all of our lives, either really directly or indirectly.
It was a very common dinner topic. We'd be sitting around the table discussing it, and so I just grew up with it as a very common, not like a very controversial topic.
A lot of it's a fascinating process. I think the way the Constitution works and the way the Congress works is pretty intricate.
Students, I think, have a lot of opportunities to educate themselves about political issues. The first thing I think that's important is to read and research as much as possible, and also to create discussions about political issues with their parents, with their peers, with their teachers, so they can develop their own political opinions.
In this election, I got involved in 2 different ways. Over the summer, I made calls through Organizing for America, which was President Obama's re-election campaign.
When I go to college, I assume I'll be in some sort of club, like a Young Democrat club or something like that, and I really want to go to school in DC, so I'll be hanging out at the White House and stuff, touching elbows with Barack Obama.
Then on election day, I had the opportunity to work as a poll worker, so that meant I was a clerk over at one of the polling stations.
But as they go throughout their high school career, especially by the time they become seniors, I think they have a good grasp of the issues that they're affecting them personally. Of course, they don't have the same experience as someone who has had a longer scope in terms of years of their lives. But I do see more participation by upperclassmen, and I see more interest and more discussion that pops up as a result.
You may have recognized Zach, the weatherman from our weekly show, in that last piece.
It's a little-known fact that he actually aspires to be a Supreme Court justice someday.
Now we'd like to turn our attention to another huge part of CCA's culture, the arts.
Let's take a look at this next segment featuring some of CCA's artists who are already working professionally in their field.
My name is Blake, and I get paid to make videos.
My name is Hunter, and I do musical theater.
My name is Marissa, and I dance.
My name is Miss Race, and I'm a teacher at Canyon Crest Academy, and I run my own little business called Race Case.
I started making videos probably the end of freshman year.
Ooh, I got into acting when I was probably 10, and I just did it because one of my best friends was auditioning for a show, and I thought I would too.
I first got into my art when I was really young. My mom just signed me up for ballet classes, and I just loved it ever since.
My first gig, my first job would be teaching, and I started in 2006. In 2010, 2 years ago, I started making my bags, and then I turned it into a business this year.
Over summer, I filmed for Needleman Skate Academy and Hookit.com and PlanetxTV, and I got paid to film for Needleman Skate Academy.
This summer, my first acting job was Altar Boys. It's about a Catholic boy band going around and spreading the word of Jesus.
I am a ballet teacher at Black Mountain Dance Center, and I teach kids ages 8 through 10.
My favorite thing to film is skateboarding, for sure. That's my passion.
I just recently finished Alice in Wonderland, where I played the Queen of Hearts, and this December I'm going to be playing lead roles in The Nutcracker.
Currently, because of school, I do not still film for the companies, but I have filmed for them over summer.
This summer I was cast in a professional show downtown at the Diversionary Theater, which ran for 2 weeks. And then after that I was cast in another show which ran for 2 months, and then because of both of those shows I got cast in another one this coming summer.
Advice that I have for artists or people who just want to start something is to just go for it. Start somewhere. It's not going to be perfect. It's a work in progress, and you can just keep improving as you go, but the important part is to just get started.
It's awesome to see kids displaying such passion for their craft.
CCA gives students such an enriching high school experience that alumni are already moving up to the top in their professional field.
This next piece features one alumni that is already doing some really awesome things with his art.
I'm Tyler Lampy, and I'm an alumni of CCA. I go to Cal State University Long Beach, and my major is graphic design. The current job market in my position is always competitive. You just have to be the best in what you do, and you have to know the right people. It's sort of like a you have to do it yourself kind of job, unless you get set up with like a design firm. I intern for ASI Communications. I also do some freelance independent contracting work with Scuba Jewelry and Cal Graphics. This was a hotel project for my Type 2 class. What we had to do is redo the whole hotel's image. We had to apply it to like a large scale items, such as, and he really wanted us to do the Mercedes band. I did a supplement company called Beast Supplements, and I just made it up. What I did was I made a shirt with the logo on it, and you like flip it up and it has an animal on the inside. So here I've done an experimental typeface. I took these skewers and then made them into like a geometric typeface, and then make an application for the font. So I did like a suction sealed like alphabet letters skewer thing. I don't know, it's really conceptual. Like I'm gonna have all these pieces in my portfolio when I apply to like a design firm, or if I just try to get some freelancing jobs, I'll have all of these projects behind me. Honestly, it's gonna be like work experience, and I have an internship right now, so I think I'm good.
Wow, looks like he's pretty busy.
Tyler is currently enrolled at Cal State Long Beach.
Now we'd like to switch gears for a moment and focus on something else CCA has grown to be known for, academics.
One of our very own here at CCA is one of the top-ranked math students in the entire world. Let's take a look at this young man who makes math look easy.
I'm Thomas, and I like math. Last summer, I placed 11th at the International Mathematical Olympiad, which basically puts me at 11th place among all high school students in the world.
I've been interested in math since a very young age. Up until back in grade school, I was showing that I could grasp the concepts fairly easily, and I was always 1 or 2 grade levels above where some of my peers were.
I'm Mr. Shea. I've known Thomas since his freshman year here. He took AP Calc BC as a freshman. Thomas is by far, mathematically speaking, by far the smartest guy I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And I've been teaching here since we started the school, and before that for a few years as well. So I've been teaching about 12 years. And his abilities to do math are pretty unparalleled that I've noticed with somebody his age.
I'm president of the CCA math team. I also participate on the CCA academic team. I'm also involved in math training and practice and some teaching outside of school.
I've always just loved the way that the subject is so exact and so pure, and how, God, that sounds nerdy.
He's also pretty cool and down to earth. He doesn't come off as that stereotypical math nerd like you might see, or that typical professorial kind of look of somebody who can't communicate or can't, find their way out of a paper bag. So he's pretty smart and normal as a teenager is at Canyon Crest, of course.
On top of being insanely awesome at math, Thomas is also an avid skier. But anyway, we've got some really awesome stuff coming your way, CCA.
Up next, we'll take a closer look at some high school students with tattoos, and we'll talk to one of the fastest runners in California, who also just happens to work at CCA-TV.
So stick around.
Dude, it's locked.
What are we gonna do?
Wait, I have an idea. Like a good raven, Rupert is there. With clothes. Yeah! Now you try.
Like a good raven.
Just say it.
Rupert is there. With a Snuggie.
Whoa. Hey, can I get a golf cart? Hola, amigos!
There are a lot of 18-year-olds here on campus.
And getting tattooed is a growing trend among young people.
Let's check out this next spotlight that features some of CCA students who are inked.
This piece also features a doctor's perspective of this new growing trend.
I've been thinking about how I've been wanting to get a tattoo for a while, and I thought of this idea, and it represents kind of the first phase of my life. So I got it when I was 18, so it represents
my childhood, and then I'm gonna get another one that overlaps it going down my side.
Hi, I'm Zaid. I'm 18 and I have a tattoo. I did get my tattoo because it represents my stepdad who raised me.
Hi, I'm Megan and I have a tattoo. I wasn't worried of the health risks of getting a tattoo because I went to a safe place.
A lot of kids come in, they're 18 and that's what they want to do for their birthday, and for a first tattoo a lot of people it's usually something meaningful to them, but then some people just like the art or they just like the atmosphere that comes with tattooing and they kind of like that, not culture necessarily, but it just is kind of, especially because it's becoming more acceptable.
As a professional myself who's in the position of hiring and firing employees, I would be lying if I said that a potential employee with a large, you know, very obvious exposed tattoo wouldn't play a role in their employment eligibility. And I have had candidates come for job interviews who have had large tattoos or tattoos that aren't so large but are in very visible locations, and I haven't looked as seriously at them as candidates. Tattoos go fairly well and uncomplicated, but certainly there are complications that can arise from people who get tattoos. The most common complications from getting a tattoo would be infection, both infection of the skin where the tattoo is placed, but also bloodborne infections if it's not done by a reputable tattoo parlor and the needles are not sterilized properly. You can get serious bloodborne diseases, even fatal ones.
I like how clean everything is and it's not like super scary or sketchy. So I thought about it, I thought it through, so I'm happy with it. I'm excited to get more.
The dermatologist tells us that 11% of people end up getting their tattoos removed.
In other news, the CCA Farmers Market that takes place right here in the parking lot is a huge success with students and people in the local community.
The market is set up every Thursday for the past 8 months.
Here's a look at the market that has done so much for our school.
We've had the farmers market since the spring of 2012, and so we've been running it every week for about 6 months now. Each month we get a check from the farmers market, and it's based on the percentages of sales that they have throughout that month. So that money then goes right to the foundation, and we get to spend it on whatever you know, we decide to use foundation money for.
I come to the farmers market every week because I think it's awesome and I love it. Oh, they have these awesome nachos and burritos every week and it always smells really good.
I have bought hummus, fresh vegetables, and some fish burritos. I like the fact that it's really convenient because it's right out the school, and you have a lot of healthy choices.
We're an all-organic European bakery, and we sell French macaroons, we sell petite cupcakes, grand cupcakes, we have ice cream, which is our dairy-free, sugar-free gelato. Our bakery, everything you get is all handmade.
Unfortunately, the farmers market here at school is closed for now.
CCA would like to thank everyone who supported the market because it helps with our foundation greatly.
You know, I bet our friend Chase eats a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. I wonder if he got them from the farmers market.
Maybe. Chase, a senior here at CCA, is one of California's top-ranked youth runners. Let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Chase, and I am a track runner. You know, my track season is all year long. I take about a month off in the summer, basically because otherwise my legs would fall apart. I train down in Chula Vista with Tony Campbell. He was the bronze medalist in the 110 hurdles in the 1988 Olympics. We're at the Olympic Training Center in Chula Vista.
What do you do here?
I train, run, hurdle, whatever, a little bit of everything.
Head up, chest up. Push forward, head up. Lead with your chin. There you go. Work your right arm, short punch. Short punch, short punch. Come on, leap. Go horizontal, Quick and horizontal. There it is, that's much better.
I am ranked 4th in the state of California for the 300 hurdles going into this 2013 season. At top speed, I can run 30 meters in 2.92. It would be quicker for me to run the length of a 6-story building than it would to fall that length. You know, I want to go to a D1 school. I want good competition. I want to travel for track. You know, with track it's kind of funny. A lot of people don't get offered until the season. And what's hard about that is as a senior, that means you're getting your offers in like April or May, which is when people are getting accepted to college already. The schools that are serious about me are Princeton and Rice University.
So what hurdle do you think you took on what leg? On what hurdle? First hurdle, what did you take?
First hurdle was right.
Second hurdle was what?
So I have the background, you know, I have the knowledge, I have a lot of people helping me out. And yeah, I feel ready. I feel ready.
As you know, Chase is also the sports correspondent for our weekly CCA-TV show.
His college search is still underway, but regardless of where he ends up, he hopes to study communications next year.
Up next, we want to take a look at some of CCA's rockers.
Nostalgic People has been a band for the past 4 years, and they constantly play shows all over San Diego County,
while keeping up with their CCA course load.
Let's check out this next spotlight about Nostalgic People.
Right before I go up on stage, I feel nervous and everything, but as soon as I'm up there, you know, I see everybody's faces, my friends, my family, and it's just a lot of fun, you know, playing music for them.
The band consists of me, I'm Ethan, I play guitar, Jack who plays bass and sings, Sean who plays guitar, and Troy is the drummer. Nostalgic People has opened a lot of doors for me in the sense that it's brought me to like a different community and like a different group of people that I might not have associated myself with before.
I was singing for fun, but it wasn't until I was a member of the band that I was really a singer.
We have around 6 new songs that we're going to be playing at our next concert, and sometime by the end of this school year we hope to write a full album.
You know, when you're writing lyrics, I think you're really pulling inspiration from everybody you listen to. But people I know that directly influence me, I'd say Townes Van Zandt, he's a country artist, and he really knows how to tell a story.
Nostalgic People has taught me a lot of things about music. Mostly it's kind of just taught me that you can just do music your whole life and it doesn't have to be a job or an occupation.
In 5 to 10 years, the thing that I hope for Nostalgic People is that people are still listening to our music and that we gain new followers.
We all plan to go to college after high school. I think Sean's really the only one that wants to major in music, but regardless we'll all be doing something, you know, with music, and we hope to get back together every summer, play some songs. So yeah.
I see a bright future ahead of those guys, and the guitar player Sean is actually going to be majoring in music next year.
We'd like to switch over to a different music scene now and check out some break dancers.
The Breaking Club was established this year and has been growing ever since. Let's check it out.
This club is called Breaking Club, which is the gender neutral of b-boy or b-girl. Breaking is a dance that I like to think of as the dance equivalent of jazz. It's very free form. You pretty much think of everything on the fly. It's been used throughout different cultures, especially North American culture, Korean culture, Japanese culture, etc. So last year our club performed in the pep rally. And aside from that, we've also worked with some really great b-boys in the community. Some people in the club are completely new, which demonstrates how we're able to get people who are new and teach them at least the basics of something new in a short period of time.
I'm in 10th grade and I break dance. style of breakdancing isn't necessarily one big style. It's more of a cultural pot where you get mixed around in the pot and then you come out with your own style. That's what makes it so cool and new. The session is the Como Valley breakdancing group. I first got into session through a lot of my friends at Como Valley Middle School, where that's the only thing they would do. And they told me to try it out, and so I tried it out, and then they noticed how much I liked it. So they brought me down to session, which is the place where Como Valley breakdancers meet. My skill level right now is pretty average. It's not too low, but not too high. But what I'm working on right now are moves called power moves, and that's to get other people interested into breakdancing.
I would like to see the club get better as a whole, get better at working together, and hopefully be able to hold their own against some other major b-boying schools, such as TP. Breaking Club has only one real main goal, and that's just to get better and to work together.
We've still got some left, CCA.
Coming up next, we'll be hearing from 3 sets of CCA Twins and the parents of 1 set of Triplets.
We'll also be visiting Miss Slikes' farm. You do not want to miss this.
The new Nest Panini. It's like Liam Neeson wrestling wolves in your mouth. If you haven't noticed yet, I'm writing a Rupert. Look at my lunch. Now look at your lunch. Now look back at mine. Now look at your lunch. Which would you rather have? That nasty PBJ or the new Southwestern Sizzler? The lunch your lunch wishes it could be.
It's the new Southwestern Panini.
You know, Hannah, I'm a twin.
No you're not.
Oh well, let's check out this piece on CCA Twins.
I'm Gianna. And I'm Olivia.
I'm Alan.
And I'm Mari.
I'm Sophia. I'm Samantha.
I'm Cheyenne.
I'm Tristan.
I would say Olivia and I, we get along pretty well. Definitely. Like if she wasn't my sister, we'd probably be best friends.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Usually we don't resolve our issues. We just like get mad at each other and then a couple hours later we'll forget about it.
I'd say we get along pretty well.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Sometimes he just starts beatboxing and it gets really annoying.
We get along pretty well.
Yeah.
When we fight, we'll get really mad really easily, but
really
we
angry.
forgive each other like 2 seconds later without really saying anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes we fight, but it's over like really stupid things. And it's usually resolved quickly.
I guess I'd consider her a friend.
We don't fight, but we do bicker a lot. Over stupid, tiny things. Yeah, but when we do, the way we solve it is just with rock, paper, scissors.
The benefit about being twins is that whenever we go places like a party or like somewhere where we don't know people, we're never alone.
But sometimes we make like deals with each other, like if she does this homework, I'll do that homework.
Also another benefit for me and Olivia is whenever we buy something, especially clothes, everything's like half off because we just split the money.
There's not really that big of a benefit.
Nope. An issue that we kind of have is that we have to share everything, like driving or clothes, our room. We share a room, yes.
Yeah, we get mixed up a lot. Yeah. And we do that sentence thing where we say
Oh my God,
all the time we finish each other's sentences.
Yeah. Oh, sometimes we'll like come out of our like room wearing the exact same thing. We say things at the exact same time sometimes and we'll like think the same colors, same things.
Birthdays are a problem because we have like different friends, so it's really weird.
And the difference between us is that he's a tiny bit more organized and responsible.
A little more than a tiny bit.
But not that much. And I'm a little more messy. And I just don't do everything in order.
Tristan, you're so...
All she does is whine and complain and then she's like, No, you're Sophia, can you do my homework for me? Sophia! This is her. Shut up!
The twins tell us that they get along pretty well, but fight like normal siblings do.
From twins to triplets, CCA faculty members Miss Truffaut and Mr. Black are juggling life as parents and as full-time teachers as they struggle with triplets.
Let's take a look as they face the trials of triplets.
I teach at Canyon Crest Academy. I teach English, creative writing, and business. And I've been working in the district for about 10 years. And I have triplets. I'm a new mom.
I'm a 15-year teacher in the San Diego Union High School District and one of the founding staff members at Canyon Crest. And I have triplets, Beckett, Dylan, and Finley, and they are awesome.
Beckett is sweet. He is like just a sweet soul.
Dylan was our firstborn, and she, I think, almost knows that she's the oldest. Whereas Finley, she's kind of a little hellraiser. She's super fun. She's our heart patient baby. She was the baby that had open heart surgery when she was 2 months old.
I would say it is awesome being a teacher and a mom of triplets. The only thing is logistically, it's more complicated. You know, it used to be that when I taught all day, I'd come home and use this as a time to sort of rejuvenate and relax. And now I am having to be on as soon as I'm home.
I think the struggle has been trying to convince people that it's not as bad as it looks.
We love to travel. Christopher and I love to travel, and so now suddenly having to buy 5 airline tickets, like doing those kinds of mathematical figures.
Right, so Beckett has what's called fibular hemophilia, and we found out about it at his 18-week ultrasound when he was in utero, that Beckett's best chance to live a normal childhood would be to have the amputation of his foot, because potentially be in and out of hospitals till he was 16 or 17 years old. I know he's going to look at what was once a foot and is now a stump, and he's going to look at me and be like, what the hell, Dad? And I can't communicate to him why, because he can't talk yet. But right now, he'll remember, and I can't talk him through that. So that's the biggest frustration.
When you have 3 kids at once, you have to have a whole bunch of resources to help you. My mom comes once a week. We have a nanny that comes full time. You know, Judy, Christopher's mom, comes all the time. 2 big responses. The one is, wow, what a blessing. That's really cool and amazing. Or, holy crap, you know, you have your hands full, or better you than me.
Our students have kind of seen us go on this journey from when we were dating to when we were married to when we had the kids. So our students that are graduated from CCA this year have kind of seen us in every iteration of our journey.
Those 3 are so cute.
And speaking of cute, there is nothing cuter than a llama.
Well, you are going to love this next piece, Hannah, because it is filled with those.
Miss Like takes us on a tour of her ranch in Ramona.
My name is Wendy Slike, and I am a teacher here at Canyon Crest Academy. I had one of my students that was a teacher's assistant, and she was messing around online and found this really cool paint horse that was in Colorado that was a rescue. So I kind of figured out, well, if I can get to Colorado and see that horse, maybe I'll get it, because I've wanted one since I was a kid. I really liked this land in Ramona that had burned up in the last fire, and was a decent price, and I kind of did the math, and it was about the same as boarding 2 horses.
All right, so welcome. Come to Sunset Oak Ranch.
So we've got chickens, and I have quail, which is complicated because the quail is in love with this chicken. A female quail still lays eggs, but she doesn't want to sit on them, so the hen that the male quail hangs out with sits on them. So it gets quite complicated. It's kind of like, you know, soap opera times 10. Then I have Domino, which is a little sheep that was raised by this dog. So he thinks he's a dog. There's goats, Romeo and Billie Jean. And then we have 3 llamas, 2 alpaca. Oh, I have 1 llama whose absolute job is when you come up, she has to check you out. And then I have the 2 horses that I rescue. One of the things we try to do with horses is desensitize them, so you use loud noises and crackly things. And then I had one of those styrofoam noodles you use for pools. So I was kind of hitting them lightly just to kind of get them used to being touched in all different places. And then I had put it down to go turn around and get his rope to lead him out of the round pen. And next thing I felt was a boom. And I turned around and he had picked up the noodle and came over and hit me back. So I said, game on. I think this ranch is a kind of a fun place for people to come, relax, play. Kind of like Disneyland. It's a place to be a kid again. And just be goofy and silly. I think the really important thing, or the most important thing that I can impart on students, is that there's no such word as no. Don't get interrupted by the things and the obstacles, because an obstacle is just a piece of paper. You know, I can put my hand here and you can't see me, and but the vision isn't still behind it. So you also have to look beyond it and not really get stuck on what's right there.
The Envision Cinema Conservatory is an after-school film program filled with some of CCA's finest artists.
Many of these students hope to be professional filmmakers or broadcasters someday.
Let's check it out.
Any student at CCA can apply for Cinema Conservatory, and basically all they have to do is fill out an application and then turn in a 1 to 2 minute reel that's a sample of their best video work. We're really just looking for students that have a passion for this art area, but also are reliable and dependable and have just a lot of the employability skills that are important for working hard and creating a project like a film.
Conservatory is important for teenagers because it's a great opportunity for kids who are looking to go into an art, something they're passionate about, because they're surrounded by people who share the same passion, and you get to meet people who are in the profession already, and it's just a great place to start.
Typical day, we start out with our meetings where Mr. Rains gets us all around and tells us what we need to be working on. There's a lot of independent time to just work on what you want to work on, and so people work on their semester projects or side projects they're working on. It's just it's like a workshop period basically.
There are so many things that you can take from Cinema Conservatory in the future. I mean, you learn how to become a leader, to work with a group of kids, and for a documentary to find what you need. You learn about people in general, working with them, because it's hard to work with a group of 4 people and to agree on everything that you do. And you get to get input from great guest artists and a great teacher. It goes beyond film. It's not just, oh, I learned how to focus camera today. You go home and you learn leadership, you learn friendship, you learn respect for others. You learn how to be yourself in a fun way.
So Hannah, do video games affect kids negatively?
I don't know. Let's find out.
I play League of Legends, a real-time strategy game on the PC. League of Legends is a game where you pair up with 4 other people and you fight against 5 people from across the world.
I'm a PC gamer, and I play Alliance of Valiant Arms. I was hooked on to Alliance of Valiant Arms, otherwise known as AVA, back in 2009. When it first came out, it was very, very attractive to me, and I even played in the beta.
So I didn't become a hardcore gamer until 6th grade, and from then on I've been a very committed gamer and introducing games to my friends and family so they can enjoy the experience with me. And the earliest memory I've had of gaming is when I started Halo 1 when I was 5 years old, and boy was that fun.
This might sound ridiculous, but playing gun-related video games gave me a genuine interest in guns. And that led me to research gun laws and gun control.
I don't think video games with high schoolers is a negative thing. I think sometimes it brings out their creativity, depends on what they're interested in. Sometimes it might desensitize them a little bit with violence, depending on the games they're playing.
Video games play a big role in my life, like they've been helping me mature. But at one point, I ended up failing 2 of my classes in 8th grade because I had poor time management skills. This shows that without time management, you can really hurt yourself through playing video games.
AVA has affected me. In fact, it takes away some of my free time. I mean, like in a bright weekend, instead of going out or working out or hanging out with friends or building a little project of my own, I will sometimes just go run into the computer and play AVA.
I think high schools are heavily impacted by video games. For instance, friends of mine have been hurt academically and socially through video games. But it is helpful in developing the skills that high schoolers will use later in life.
In my opinion, video games are great. It's like I enjoy movies as well. It kind of allows you to kind of escape your own reality and kind of get into a story. And I really don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think some games might go too far with the violence. I think most things in video games, the challenging part, the fun part, could be done without so much violence. But overall, I think they're great.
We're done here, CCA.
We want to give a huge thanks to the Cinema Conservatory students for doing such a great job putting these pieces together.
We hope you enjoyed the special presentation of CCA-TV.
This has been 917.
Stay informed.